Hey everybody, I'm Sean.
And I'm Kieran.
Welcome to another episode of Angling Spiders. Welcome back everybody. On today's episode we are out doing something that we have never done before. It is the beginning of January and clearly we are not out kayak fishing, so we've expanded a little bit to do something that neither of us have ever done before. So where are we?
Yeah, we're out at Dalmead today, trying a little bit of ice fishing. It's a little chilly, but it's not actually that bad, and we're hoping to catch something.
All right, so we'll show you a little bit of the gear that we picked up. Maybe show you us using some of our new gear for the first time, including the ice auger, and then hopefully we'll actually catch a fish. So let's get to it. All right, so we're set up here on the ice. As Kieran said, we're at Dalmead and we picked kind of a spot where we know there's some weed lines and some structure from when we were fishing here in the summer. There's quite a few people out here today, as you can see. I can just pan the distance here. I would say there's about 20 different groups of people out fishing. Some of them like us without a tent, and others in ice fishing tents. There's no permanent shacks out here on Dalmead because you can't get one out here. You can't drive on the ice, which is why there's also no vehicles out here. But the ice conditions are good. The ice is very thick, thicker than I thought it would be, and we'll show you that when we show you us using the ice auger. So yeah, interesting for the first time, but the temperature is nice. It's a clear day, and we'll just hope that we have a fish bite. All right everybody, so we wanted to show you guys the gear that we picked up for our first ever ice fishing trip, and of course the first thing we needed was an ice auger. This is a handheld manual, does not have a drill attachment. Did a little bit of research and some people said these were difficult to use, others said that they can be just as fast as a drill, so thought what the heck, let's try it out. And to be honest, this is a lot cheaper than a gas powered. I got this at a Boxing Week sale at Cabela's for 38 bucks, which is actually cheaper than what some people were selling these on Kijiji for. So we picked up a brand new one. It's an 8-inch ice auger. Wanted the bigger version. There's also a 6-inch, and all you do is put her on the ice and give it a crank. So we're gonna now see how fast we can do this. I'm gonna do it, and then Kieran's gonna give it a try, and hopefully the people who said these are difficult to use were wrong. So let's get to it. All right guys, here's the first ever time using an ice auger. This is a manual. I've heard they can be difficult to use. I have no idea what I'm doing. So let's see what happens. Oh, it's deep. Okay, there's a lot of ice here. I'm gonna have to put the extension handle on. Okay guys, I've put the extension arm on. Oh, and there we go. My first pull, I would say it took about a minute. Oh, that last bit is tough. Great when it wants to break through. All right, guys, Kieran thinks it's easy, so he's gonna give it a shot here. It's pretty thick, so you got to get the blades at least to the surface there. All joking aside, guys, these things are not as hard to use as we thought. I think the first 2 holes took less than a minute. Kieran's been going here for about 20 seconds and he's already almost through. So these hand augers work pretty good. They catch up a little bit right when you get to break through the ice. I think Kieran's getting close here. You start to snag a little bit on the edges of the part you've broken through, but not too bad. He's getting there. I would say switch hands. Put your, yeah, push down. There you go. You got it. All right, second piece of gear that we got was this ice spoon, ice ladle. You got to get your hole clear after you drill it out, and there's a lot of slush in there, more than I thought there would be actually. And these little scoops are great for getting the slush out of the holes. This was $3.99 from Cabela's, so again, super cheap. They do make all stainless steel versions so that it's not plastic and not brittle, but these are also relatively easy to replace if for some reason it breaks. So second piece right there.
Okay, so the last piece of gear that we picked up were these ice fishing rods. We got 2 of them actually. They were on sale at Cabela's on the Boxing Week sale for about 14 bucks. So pretty good deal. So that's pretty much all the gear we got for our ice fishing. Everything was about 80 bucks. So yeah, we did pretty good there.
All right, guys, a little bit about our setup today. We've drilled 4 holes. We've got our new ice fishing rod set up here on this side. And then just over to the left here, we've got our chairs with our ultralight rods. We're doing it pretty much old school. All we've got are rods and holes with our lines through them. We don't have any tip-ups. We don't have any jaw jackers. We do not have a tent. We are pretty much straight up on the ice right at the moment because we were trying to do this relatively cheap, and to be honest, we have no idea what we're doing. So we thought we'd start out relatively simple, which means at least for the moment we're likely only going to be out here on relatively nice days because we don't have the shelter of a tent. For what we're using under the ice, we are using Pike Rigs with 3 hooks each. We've got the 2 on the rig itself, and then we've also got a jig head for the weight as opposed to an actual weight. So we've got 3 smelts per line, and we've got 4 lines in the water because in the winter here in Alberta you're allowed 2 lines in the ice at the same time as opposed to 1 in the summer. So that's what we're working with. We're gonna stay in these holes for a while here just to see what happens, and then if we don't get any bites we will move one more time. We don't have a lot of time here. We are currently sitting at about 3 o'clock, and the sundown in Alberta right now is around 5, so probably get to move one more spot before the end of the day if we don't catch anything here. So we'll see how it goes. And beautiful day. So if nothing else, it's great to be outside. We've been cooped up for quite a while here due to COVID. We'll see what happens next. Well, everybody, as you can see, sun is starting to go down. We've been here about 2 hours. Unfortunately, nothing yet. We've been watching the people off in the distance there. About half of them have packed it up now and have headed home. There's still a few out here. We saw one gentlemen get a bite, but haven't heard too much in terms of people bringing them in. We've been watching pretty close, so I think the bite's pretty slow out here right now. I do have a suspicion that dull meat is a little bit overfished these days, so we weren't expecting too much in terms of action, and because it's not a catch and release, as you guys know, you can keep one here over 63 centimeters. There are some people that actually keep them below that size. That happens in any lake where you get people who don't necessarily follow the regulations. But because of that, the fishing pressure and how close it is to Calgary, it's pretty tough to fish here. So we just decided to come here today because it is close and it was our first time. In the future, on a nice day, we would probably go somewhere other than Dalmead. We'd love to get to Crawling Valley this year, maybe try Eagle. It's close, but it's a catch and release, so your chances of catching there are a little bit better. But still out, good to get out and get the rust off the equipment here and try it out for the first time, and we were able to do that. But with the sun going down and people starting to pack it up, we are probably going to be packing it up ourselves pretty quick here. So, all right, guys, as you can see, we're back at home. That's because the camera died right at the end of the day, so we're just filming this here. Didn't end up catching anything, but it was great to get out. And for those of you that are still watching at this point, we just want to say thanks for joining us, and maybe we'll see you guys out on the water.
And remember, guys, if you liked the video, smash that like button, hit subscribe. Until next time, good fishing.